Okay, kids, let's start with our band underneath our feet. Do the best you can to have the feet in the center of the band. I'm in a Pilates stance. I'm going to walk my hands down. Then once I'm forward, I'm going to drive that navel in and pull myself up. And you got to make sure you're engaging the glutes, inner thighs. Relax those shoulders, kids. Nod that chin to your chest. Inhale. To exhale. Bring it back up. Belly, tail, seat, shoulders melt. And again, nod that chin to your chest. Inhale. To exhale. And pull it up for inhaling and exhaling, and separate those heels. Booty back, bend those knees, and drive it up. Inhale down, exhale, drive it up. And drive. Feel the length in the back of those knees as you come up. And you shouldn't be like ouchies on your knees. So get that weight behind you for 4. Good. And 3. And 2. Hold it here. Give me little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Look straight ahead. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it up. Mirror me. Take one foot out of the band. I'm going to take this hand here to my hip. I'm going to take this leg out to the side and back down. Out to the side. So I shouldn't see shifting like this going on. I should see nice tall bodies. No leaning to the side. Take your time. Reach that leg long. And we press out for 4. And 3. And 2. Now hold this one out there and circle forward. 1. Woo, I had to cheat and tap my toes for a second. 3, 4. Use your core. Nothing else moves. Nothing else moves. 6, 7. Reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch the feet. And this hand goes to the hip. This hand stays long. Wrap that standing leg, shoulders back, chest open, and here we go. Lengthen. And out. Good. I'm not worried about how high that leg is going. I'm worrying about how you're lifting that leg and what is supporting that leg. Are we nice and tall? 4 more here. We go for 4. And 3. 2 more. Take your time. Now hold it out here. Zip up taller and circle forward for 8. 1. Take your time. 2, 3. Move that leg from your core. 4, 3. Stay out to your side and reverse. We'll go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Take the band out from underneath that foot. We're going to fold that band in half, and then in half again, so I can have it nice and tight and shoulder width apart. I'm going to step to the top of my mat. Now, anybody who does not like to do lunges is more than welcome to do the squat position, or stand here and just do the arms that we're doing, okay? So I'm going to cue right and left for a second. I want you to step back with your right foot. Reach those arms out, chest height. Shoulders down. The back heel should be lifted and not turned out. Both knees should be facing straight ahead. I want you to rotate over that bent leg on an inhale, and exhale, come back to center. Do that again. The arms are sliding across an imaginary table. Inhale and exhale. We go for 4. That's it. And 3. The neck stays in line with the spine. 2. And 1. I want you to shift the weight to that front leg and balance here. Oh boy, can we balance? Maybe not. Woo, stay with me. Find that focal point down on that floor. Pull that navel in. Hips are square. And bring that leg back in. Okay, the left foot comes back. Shoulders down. Nice and tall on the spine, both knees facing straight ahead. We'll rotate over that bent knee. We'll inhale, exhale. Bringing water out of that rib cage and coming back in. Again, those arms should be parallel to the floor. We inhale as we rotate, exhale, come back in. Just 4 more. Be aware of what your shoulders are doing. The hips should not go with you. 2 more. And next is that balancing one. Not my favorite, but that's why I do it, because it's not my favorite. So I'm going to shift forward. And when you're ready, reach the arms out in front of you and the leg behind you and hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the legs together in a Pilates V. We're going to do another roll down. Nod the chin to your chest. The arms will just reach down. Those arms should be directly underneath those shoulders. Can you touch the floor? If you can't, I want you to bend your knees. If you can't have your hands really flat, bend your knees. I'm going to just have the band under my hands, and I'm going to step back into a plank. You are more than welcome to come down onto your knees. I'm going to hold this here, making sure my shoulders are connected to my rib cage. My tail is lengthening long, belly pulling in strong, and the thighs are wrapping. And we're going to hold here for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lower to your knees and come onto your forearms. You are more than welcome once again to stay just like this. I'm going to curl my toes under so I'm able to drive my heels back, getting my knees off the floor and then lowering my knees back down. Lengthen long and then lower, gently tap. Heels lengthen long. You never have to take those knees off the floor. Watch the shoulders. Watch the back. The crown of the head should be nice and long. I'm going to inhale as I lengthen. Exhale to lower. Can you give me 2 more? Last one. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Lower to those knees and then stretch back into your child's pose. I'll bring the arms behind me and relax my shoulders. Take a couple breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. And 1 more. Nice big inhale and an exhale. Beautifully done. And then we're going to come back up. So we're going to flatten that band right in front of our knees. And we're going to come forward and kneel onto our band. My right hand is going to grab onto the end of my band. And I'm going to slide my hand out to the front edge of my mat. So the band should be nice and tight, not loose. I want you to take the opposite leg, which would be your left leg, and lengthen it all the way behind you off the floor. Make sure that your hips are in a straight line, the shoulders are melted, and the core is pulling in and up. I want you to lengthen that arm off the mat and then lower it back down. Inhale to exhale. You are more than welcome to put that left knee back down. Or if you want to just hold the arm out there without the band, that's an option as well. The leg is not changing. I'm going to go for 4 more. And 3 more. And 2. And I want you to hold this one up. And then circle out like a T. Bend the elbow and press it back out in front of you. Circle away from you. Bend the elbow. Push it out. Circle away from you, bend and push it back out. Circle it out. Good. Now bend the elbow, press out like a T and come forward. Bend the elbow, push it straight out beside you, circle around to the front. Bend the elbow, press it out, circle around, bring it in, and last one, press it out, circle it around, and release everything down. Release the band and release those wrists. Okay? Remember, any of that can be done with no band. If you have a light dumbbell with you, you can also use the dumbbell. Okay, So now we're going to go with the left hand with the band. Reach to the front of that mat. It should be work. Give it a little bit of a press. Square off your hips, and the hips should be directly over top of those knees, okay? So be mindful in your alignment. Some of us are here, so take a look. Are those legs straight up and down? I want you to slide that right leg behind you and lift it. Square off those hips. Shoulders are mounted, and we're going to lift the arm up and down. So maybe this is your weaker side. If that's the case, you slide your hand further towards the end of the band. If it's too easy, it's the opposite direction, or no band at all. But I want you to try and get that arm parallel to the floor without the shoulders creeping up to your ears. That's it. Inhale to exhale. Every once in a while, check out that standing leg. Make sure it's not going into a diagonal. Make sure the shoulders aren't creeping up on you. 2 more. Lengthen. Now we're going to do our circles. We're going to lift up, sweep away from you, bend the elbow, press out, sweep it, bend, push forward, out to the side, and bend, push forward. Now push forward and pause. Let's reverse that. Bend the elbow out to your side, sweep it around. Bend the elbow out to your side. I inhale to exhale. 1 more. Out, around, and release. I'm going to do our child's pose to release my shoulders and my wrists. I'm going to curl those fingertips up to the wrists. Great warm-up for the upper body. And I hope you are finding the connection with your shoulders to your rib cage. I'm sure you are. Okay, onto your seat. We're going to do some frogs, warming up the lower part of our body. So the flat band is going to go right behind your toes. And try to have it flat so it doesn't get bunched up, because it will start to roll up if it's not flat. You want to make sure that the toes, I like to keep them inside the band. Again, it keeps my band flat. So I'm going to start with my Pilates V. My heels are turned in, my toes are turned out. Remember, it's only 1 fist width between the sets of toes, okay? So don't be too wide. All right, so as we come back, our elbows will go to the mat. I'll draw my knees in. So right now, my knees should only be as wide as my shoulders, your frame. And if I pull my knees in too far and raise my feet too high, my tail is not lengthening long on my mat. So make sure that the knees are bent, feet are down, and the spine is imprinting on that mat. I'm going to keep my head down to start. I'm going to lengthen out, push from the tush, pull that belly in, and then control coming back in. I'm going to inhale, lengthen, exhale, scoop. Wrap the thighs. You should feel those inner thighs activate. And we press. If you want, you can curl that chin to your chest, eyes to navel for the next reps. You never have to lift your head in Pilates ever. Always check in those 3 critical connections. Is the belly in and up? Are the shoulders down to the back? And do you have that seat to feet connection? We're going to do it for 3 more. Inhaling out, exhaling in. 2 more. 1 more. And on this one, I'm going to lower my head and bring my legs straight up. So I'm still in my pointed Pilates feet. I want you to flex your heels, point your toes. Flex, point. I still have my back imprinting on the mat. My shoulders are relaxed. Back of my head is firmly pressing into the floor. I'm going to try and lengthen those legs as straight as I can, feeling that stretch in the back of my knees, the hamstrings. We're just going to do for 3 more. And 2. And 1. And keep it more in a pointed than a flexed, okay? I'm going to walk my hands further up. Not too crazy. I'm going to pinch the band with my thumb and second fingers. If you're able, you're going to nod the chin to your chest. At the same time, you're going to push down on the band. and then release the head. Try that again. Now, if that's too hard, if you're feeling strained to the shoulders, the elbows, I want you to lessen up that slack, okay? I'm going to exhale as I push down. Inhale to return. So I want you to feel those armpit muscles firing when those arms are pushing down. I want you to feel the core peeling that head up. Can you give me 2 more? Feel the muscles that should be engaging. And 1 more. I'm going to stay up, and I'm going to start to pump my arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale and exhale. You can put your head down at any time, but if your head is up, you better have your shoulders off the mat and your eyes to your navel. You're halfway there. And we inhale through the nose. Exhale through the lips. Can you press those legs up even higher? Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. These are vigorous pumps, 6 to 8 inches above those hips. And 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Bend your elbows and bring your knees back in. Now take the legs to parallel. And leading with your toes, we're going to push out again and come back in. I want my band a little tighter, so I'm going to walk my hands further down, and then I'm ready to go again. Feel free to come with me and put more resistance on that band. These bands at max are like an 8-pound weight. So that's how much resistance options you have. That's why I love using the bands, because you can control how much resistance, how much weight. Let's go for 4 more. Good. And 3. Make sure those shoulders are relaxed. 2 is the belly staying nice and deep. And 1. Now, I want you just to push out with your right foot. The left leg is going to stay right where it is. So I'm going to go for 8. Back in, press out. 7. 6. If you want, nod the chin to your chest for the last 4. And I'm going to go for 4. Take your time. 3. 2 more. Hold this one out. Put the other foot next to it. And then bend the knees and place your head back down. Now the opposite leg, the left leg, is going to press out and in. I want you to always feel opposition. My leg is going out. My navel is going in. If you want, eyes to navel. And we go out and in. Lengthen. Can you feel your navel going in deeper as that leg goes out? 3 and 2. Hold it. 2 feet in, and then bend those knees and come back home. I want you to take your left foot out. Hands are closed, because if I have them too far, they're going to keep bumping into my left leg. So both legs, I'm going to take my eyes to my belly. Both legs are going to push out. Then I'm going to do a little jumping jack. Open, close. Bend the knees and lower the head. Now that jumping jack, you don't go any wider than your mat, and it's not open, close. It's open, close. Eyes to navel, push out. We're going to open, close. Open, close. Bend the knees, then put your head down. Push out, lengthen, bam. Open, close. Can you feel your body wanting to rock with you when you open, close? Because only one side has the band, right? So it really creates instability. So challenge that pelvis, staying neutral and the hips staying still. Okay, let's switch the feet. Now the opposite foot is in. I have the feet right next to each other, the legs right next to each other. I push out as I nod my chin to my chest. I open, close, open, close. Now bend the knees first, then put your head down. Now everything pushes. Hold, open, close. Bend the knees, head down. Inhale, open, close, exhale. One more. Inhale, open, close, exhale. Let's take 2 feet back in. Feet are parallel. I'm going to slide my hands down just a little bit more. I'm going to pinch my band with my thumb and second finger. I'm going to turn my palms in. Shoulder issues, I don't want you to be pushing with your band because we're going to be bringing those arms behind us and coming back in. So try that for a second with the legs staying in. How does that feel to the shoulders? Are you able to lengthen all the way, but keep the shoulders connected to your back? Now, if you want to add the legs, you push the legs out to a 45, the arms will go out, and then we come back in. We're going to inhale as we push out. Exhale if you want, eyes to navel. Push it away, bring it back in. Straight arms all the way. Drive it back in. 2 more. Inhale to exhale. And last one. Inhale to exhale. Let the band fall off the feet. And I want you to slide your hands so they're shoulder width apart now. So they're right against my outer thighs. Frog your legs. Knees are apart, heels are together. Slowly zip these legs up to the ceiling, and as the legs go up, the spine is going down from the belly going in. If you're able, nod the chin to your chest, reach those arms long and parallel to the floor. My right leg will go down to the band, my left leg comes towards me, and then we'll switch. So you're pushing down as you're lifting up. Shh. Every time I bring my leg up, it's an exhale. Keep your back heavy, no strain to your neck. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Pause. Let go of the band and grab on as high up that calf as you can. Now pull that leg 2 times. 1, 2, switch, hold. Pull, pull, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, exhale. 1 more each leg. Boom, boom. Hold it here. Reach the arms long. Quick scissors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and release. Let's look to one side of the room. Feel that nice release in your neck. Look to the other side. Great. And we're going to take our arms reaching long to the side. We're going to zip these legs back up. Good. Now I'm going to push through the back of my arms, scoop the lower abdominals, and try to lift up and down, pressing through the back of the body, the back of the head, the back of the shoulders, back of the arms. If this is not cool for you, you can do reverse toe taps. You'll tap down and draw the knees in. So that's another option if that's not working for you. We lift up for 5. Exhale. 4. 3. Don't you love these? 2. And 1. And hug it in. Nicely done. Mount those shoulders. If you want, you can even do a couple shoulder rolls. I'm going to have my hands against my shins as leverage to lift my head up. You don't have to lift up your head. Hand over hand behind that head. I want you to rotate the back shoulder towards the front of the room. And the back leg is going to press out. Lift that back leg up, down, switch, hold. Go. Up, down, switch, hold. And hold. Lift up, lower, switch, hold. Your back should still be heavy, even when you twist. So I'm not lifting and rotating that way. Try to have those shoulders stay off the mat. Try to keep those elbows wide. This is hard, So if this is like, oh, this is easy, you're not doing it right. Just saying. Up, down. Give me one more. Rotate. Up, down, center hug. Woo, I heard some noises out there. Okay, we're working. Clapping for you. Okay, I'm going to grab back onto my band. I'm going to have my legs more like a tabletop and rock myself up to a balance. Balance here. Woo-hoo. Give me a little bit of pressure on that band. Feel those back muscles engaged. Stay out of your lower back. If you can't, put at least one foot down or two. But you're going to pick where you're at. Hold for 8, 7, 6. I feel this. 5, 4, 3, 2. Feet go down and lift up. Take the band behind you and then take it to the base of that shoulder blade, the armpit, right at the base of that armpit. Okay, so you can choose to have your legs straight, diamond, crisscross. I like crisscross. It's a nice release. It's like, oh, that feels good. All right, so you're going to choose how tight to make your band. I'm going to pinch with my thumb and second finger, sit up nice and tall, and we're going to push it out and back in. Now, as your band goes out, what's going in? Your what? Yes. Oh, we're so quiet in here today. How many of you are here today? There's a lot of people here today. 11 people working out with me today. I love it. Don't you love Pilates? Oh my goodness. It's like my medicine. Makes me feel good. Now let's breathe. We're going to exhale the press out. Inhale. Exhale. I like to also feel my back almost pushing into the band, but don't move your back, but you want to feel that. You want to sit taller, kids. You are sitting on thumbtacks. Get up off those thumbtacks. Ouch. Here we go. 4 more. Form is everything. 3. Give me 2 more. Here's 2 and 1. Now hold the arms back and slide the legs to each edge of the mat. So this time when I push my arms straight, I'm going to go into my spine stretch and then come back up. Can you feel that resistance? So that back is going to push into the band as you round the upper back forward. Inhale up. My lower back does not change. It's from the mid-back up. I don't know about you. I didn't think it was possible today, but I'm starting to get a little warm. It's a little cold here today. Open up nice and tall. Last one. And release. Okay. Take that band behind your feet again. And we're going to work on mobility and flexibility in that lower back. So if you're still struggling with a roll up, right? Teasers, possibly it's not, you're not strong enough in your core, it's the lower back is too tight, possibly. So if you need a lot of help coming up, you walk your hands really close to your feet so your band's really tight. If you don't need that much help, I'm not concerned where your hands are on the band, okay? So we're going to start to tuck that tail. Think of the waistline melting you back. The shoulders go with you. Just that lower back is going to touch and then round it back up. And we're going to stay in this rounded position. Let that navel lead you going back. Melt those shoulders. Lengthen your tail. Now push through the lower back and then round back up. So I shouldn't see you doing this to come up. We're here. That's why if you need more help, you want to walk your hands closer down. So we want the length in the arms, the length in the tail. Exhale. Don't let that band help you too much. You won't get stronger. Let me watch. Round it back. So you shouldn't go like this. Okay, I'm rounding back. You should have eyes to belly, navel pressing back. And then bring yourself back up. And we're just going to do 1 more. Here we go. Lengthen that tail. Inhale back. Exhale, coming up. Now let's have the legs together. Now you can continue doing what we just did. That's like the base of this we're going to do. I'm going to take my legs to a tabletop. I'm going to try to keep my shins balancing a tray of whatever you want on that tray. And I'm going to tuck my tail again and bring it up. And I'm going to bring it back. Now this time when I come up, if you're like me, you're going to take your gaze up over a fence. So we'll come back, my eyes go down my thighs to my belly, and they come up. Now I'm going to try to have my legs press out and hold it here. This is not for everybody. And I'll lower down and bring it up. I'll lower down. So I'm going to lengthen my legs even longer in that band and pull myself up. Eyes go down the thighs to the navel. Up the thighs over the fence. Remember where we started? You can always go there. One more. Inhale down. Exhale up and slowly drop the legs. All right. We're going to bend those knees. The legs are 1 fist width apart. I'm going to hold the band shoulder width apart. And I'm going to roll it down. So don't have the band folded because it will be too hard to use. My arms will come straight up over my chest. Now, if you don't want the ends hanging by your head, you can grab the ends. Just don't fold the band, okay? All right, so I'm going to walk my feet closer towards my seat. I'm going to double check because sometimes I think I'm 1 fist width apart and I'm like way out here. So if you need to, double check how far apart those legs are. And my arms are straight up and my shoulders are down. First things first, I want you to give me a pelvic tilt. So I'm going to tilt my pelvis. Just my sits bones come off the mat, and I'm going to release. Your shoulders should be relaxing on the mat. Pelvic tilt again. And release. I want you to exhale on that tilt. Here we go. If you do the pelvic tilt correctly, you should feel the weight going from your seat into that belly and the belly going down deeper. And release. Does that make any sense? So when I pelvic curl, I feel that scoop deeper in my abdominals and I release. Now this time, let's inhale first to come up. So I'm going to tuck that tail. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, melt down. Take your time. Lengthen from the crown of the head all the way down to that tail. Pelvic curl. Inhale up, shoulders go down. Exhale, lengthen. Now this time when I'm coming up, the band is going to come down. I'm going to curl, press through my band. Exhale, the band will come back up over the chest. Curl that tail. Inhale, push through the band, push through the band. Exhale, lengthen. Curl that tail. Inhale, press. Exhale. Now you can continue doing this. I'm going to add on. Curl it up. Inhale. On the exhale, drive one leg through the band to a table and put it down and switch. Drive through your band. So my arms are straight. My wrists are straight. My hips are in a straight line. I'm exhaling as I'm marching. The leg that's holding you up, make sure that inner thigh is engaged so that leg doesn't wobble around. One more each leg. Exhaling in. Hold it. Fix that bridge. Push through that band. Open the chest. Hold that there. Reach the arms behind you. Give me a nice big inhale. And on the exhale, melt the spine back down. Take your time, please. Feel the length. Feel the length. Feel the love. Lengthen that tail nice and long. I want you to bridge back up. Bring those arms to your thighs again. Everything lifts. Everything lowers. Arms go back. Everything lifts. Everything lowers. So now I'm not peeling anymore. I'm lifting and bringing it back. Just 3 more. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Lengthen your legs in a Pilates stance. Feel the arms reaching in the opposite direction. Feel those heels stretching for the wall in front of you. Bring those arms straight up, and we're going to sit up. Nicely done. Okay, so the band's going to come back in the front of us. And we're going to lay on our stomachs. Yay. Okay. Class is more than half over. Aw, I know. We're sad now. I'll make you happy again. We're going to do some great exercises here. All right, so I'm going to first start with my traditional swan prep. So my hands will go underneath my armpits. No part of my arm should touch the mat. So this is wrong. See that? Get your elbows back. Pull the navel in away from your mat. I'm going to start by lengthening the crown of my head. Press through your hands. Lift up by the shoulders going down and squeezing your seat. Your navel is still on the mat. And we come back down and lengthen that spine. Reach the crown of the head long. Inhale. My neck is just along for the ride. I'm not going to lift up like this and come back down. Lift up. Hold this one here. Release the breath. Look to one side of the room and circle the chin down to face the other side and back to center. Start with the other side you went to. Circle down around and center, and now you can release. I want you to grab onto that band and make sure the band's at the very top of the sternum. I'm going to slide my hands to the edges of the mat. Shoulder issues, choose not to use the band. You can possibly use light weights. Keeping my head down for a second, I'm going to lengthen my arms out to the sides. And now I want you to pull the fingertips back. And because you're pulling back, you're going to lift up your head and chest. And then the arms go to a T and your head and chest come down. Start with the arms pulling back first. And it's like they're going to pull your chest up off that mat. And then bring it back out. Arms start. Chest lifts. I want you to squeeze those blades. Bring it back down. Inhale. My arms are staying off the mat. Bring it back out. Straight arms, straight arms, straight arms. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, back out to your T. And one more. Slow, slow, slow. Hold it. Out like a T. And release. Whew. Everyone's like this now on their mat, right? Stretch back, child's pose. Don't lose me now. I know you're working very hard. I'm proud of you. Okay, so we're going to kneel again on our band. And if your knees allow you, sit back on your heels. And if not, you'll stay up. And I'm going to grab on to my band. And I don't want it to be too tight, so I slid it down at least 10 inches from my knees. Okay, I'm going to pull my elbows back. Now you can stay like this. You can hover. You can come higher. But we're going to do some tricep kickbacks, okay? So I'm going to start on my heels, push back and bend. Push back. You got to get out of those shoulders. Keep the wrists straight. Next level, I'm going to hover over those heels. I'm slightly rounded forward. If you're here, fine. This is going to work the front of the thigh a little more, having that position being held. My elbows stay behind me. I'm going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's do another tricep exercise and work our obliques. So come off the band with those knees. You're going to come onto your side facing me. So mirror me, which end my head is on. So your head's going to be on this side of your mat, so be exactly how I am. I'm going to place my bottom arm on that band. I'm going to bunch up my end because I really don't want that flinging around by my face. You're going to choose how much resistance is on this band. I'm going to start with my elbow bent and my hip staying down. So this is just trial and error. Is this tight enough to work that tricep? So if it's not, you walk your hand down a little bit more. The band's very close to your face. If that makes you a little bit nervous, you're more than welcome to look down or look up. Now, if you want to add the oblique in, when my arm straightens, I'm going to lift up my hips and then lower down. And lower down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Make sure that bottom shoulder is directly over your elbow. You don't have to ever lift your hips. I'm going to take my top leg up. Woo! And then come back down. Don't get too crazy. Knees should be facing straight ahead, whether you're separating those legs or not. Can you feel your triceps? Yes. Good. 3. 2 more. 2. Hold it. Lengthen this leg. Lower it down. Lower. Up. Woohoo! Good morning. And we go for 4. Good. 3. Lovely. 2. 1. And bring it down. You deserve a stretch. Mermaid those legs. Grab onto that back shin and stretch. Should we friends again? I want you to turn your body away from your legs and soften your elbows. I want you to take that. Now, I'm not down like this, and I'm not like this. I was here, and I said, turn and soften your elbows. Okay? So I have a little bit of weight more forward on this leg than this leg. I want you to lift that back leg up and down. Now, don't get in your shoulders. That's why I have you with your elbows soft. So you should feel this in the hip, the glute, outer thigh. Yeah? Okay. You can also, if your shoulders are getting cranky, take that hand and go onto your forearm. And you'll know which one I'm talking about because it'll be obvious which one wants to go down to the floor to release the shoulder. And we go for 4. Stay with me. 3. Pull that navel in. 2. Now hold here. Come back another inch. Open that hip a little further, but don't take your waist with you. And give me 8 little pulses. 8, 7, 6. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That was fun. So we're going to take our head on the other side. Take your band with you. You better hope I can remember everything I just did. I don't write my choreography down. Remember, a lot of times too, Pilates, there's a method to Pilates. There's an order on the mat and on the equipment. But you guys already knew that. Okay. So the elbow is pointing up, rib cage, pulling in, lift that bottom oblique in there. You ready? So we'll just test the waters. Is this too tight? Do we have enough space? Make your adjustments now. I want the elbow pointing up, and I'm going straight up in a straight line. Yep. Now when you're ready, you can lift up and come down. So you can stay where we start. You never have to move to the next option. You can use a weight instead of a band. So make sure you've got the right form. So watch my elbow. It's pointing up. Now just straighten the arm and retrace your steps. Perfect. Now if you want, you add that top leg lifting. Good. Don't forget to breathe. 3, 2, hold this one up. Straighten that leg. We'll go to it. We'll go to it. Do we have space? Might need to move back a little bit with that front knee like I just did. Woo! And we go for 4. Long straight arms. 3, 2, and 1. Mermaid stretch. Take your top leg back. Grab onto your back shin. Sit tall. Use this hand as leverage to pull you over, but anchor this hip down. So it's like up and over, push down. Now just take this arm out to the side. Bring the other one around to meet it and soften your elbows. Because if I'm sitting up too tall, I'm not going to be able to lift this leg. So I'm kind of releasing a little bit. Back leg. And lift. Take your time. We have to move with precision, control. Always use your core. Check in. Are those shoulders relaxed? I'm seeing some shoulders up to our ears. Ah. I'm watching. Pull that belly in. 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Can you slide it away from you another inch? That can be 8 little pulses with control. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring it up. Nice. Okay, let's turn back to where we started. Grab back onto that band. Bend those knees. I'm going to slide my hands out slightly wider than shoulder width. And I'm going to grab onto my ends. Yep. I know. All right, here we are. We're going to roll it back, melt those shoulders. Roll it back, slide the feet with you. So look like you're going to do a bridge, but we're not. So we're going to open up the chest by pulling the band apart to each side and then bring it back up until the band closes. It's almost like a spring. Open to the chest, inhale, exhale. Pull it down, bring it up. Open the chest, squeeze your back muscles, bring it up. I'm going to add on here in a second. Inhale to exhale. Good. Now, bring the legs together and just have your toes on the floor. That should have gotten your back heavier. And once you draw the knees in and just tap your toes, just your toes. Drive the knees in. Keep your spine imprinting as you lower those toes. Don't go fast. Anybody can do this fast. This is Pilates. We're going to show control, precision, grace, breath. Now, as my knees come in, my band's going to pull out, and then it comes back up. Open the chest, squeeze your back muscles, keep your spine imprinting. Good. I pull and lift. I pull and lift. Can you give me 2 more? Here's 2. Here's 1. And release. Put the band down for a second. Take the legs up like a diamond. So it's sort of like a frog, but my heels are higher. And my knees are only as wide as my frame. I want you to take those hands, put them together. If you're able to, take the arms forward and nod the chin to your chest. And then come back down. Do that again. Exhale. Remember, we never drag the head. We never drag it. So as when you're starting to lift, you nod that chin to your chest and the belly pulls us up. Inhale to come down. Exhale. Inhale. I want to add on to this if you're able. I'm going to curl up, hold it. Lower my legs so I can still keep everything still. Bring them back up and lower back down. Down, up, inhale. Exhale. Down, up. So before I lower those legs, right here I'm exhaling all the air out of my center. My back is heavy so I can control my legs and not let my back feel strained. Exhale. Lower. Lift. Now hold this one here. My legs are going to go down and up and keep going down and up. If you need support for your neck, take the hands behind your head. If that does not help the neck and you still feel strain, put your head down. If you want, you can add a little lift at the top. Woo, a little lift. That's not for everyone. 3, 2, and 1, and hug it in. You deserve a stretch to your neck. Look to each side of the room. Take your time, enjoy the length. Yes. And let's rock ourselves up. Grab back onto your band, and this time we're going to put it in front of us to the very, very top and even off our mat. Come back onto your stomach for swimming. Ah, yes. Why does nobody like swimming? I notice with Pilates, the things we don't like to do is what we should do. I know, and I say it all the time when you guys complain about swimming, so sorry, it's like a broken record. It's good. Okay, so my hands are straight out here in line with my shoulders. I'm pinching my band so I can lift one and hold down the other, okay? All right, so swimming prep. First of all, your navel should be pulling in, your tail should be long, the shoulders should be connected, the crown of the head should be long. How many times do you hear that during class? Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 20 times. So I'm going to lift up my head. You don't have to. Right hand lifts, left leg lifts. Go. Whatever I didn't mention is pushing into the floor. Release. Now do the opposite. Left arm, right leg, head and chest, and lower down. Inhale up. Exhale down. The crown of the head is like a flashlight in front of you, so don't tilt the chin up like this. Go. Take your time. I hold everything there for a split second or two. I want you to make sure that you are firing the glutes to lift that leg. The wrist should be straight. So when you lift that hand, don't curl the wrist. Better. One more each side. One more, finish. Now let go of your band and have the arms straight out. Everything is going to lift up off the floor. Right arm higher, left leg higher. Now we swim. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, exhale. One more set. Inhale, exhale. Stretch back, child's pose. You deserve that. Don't forget to breathe back here. Inhale, open up the rib cage. Exhale, feel your back expand with the rib cage. Inhale. And exhale. Reach those arms out even further. Can you push out to a plank for me? You sure can. Okay, so hold here. Modify where you need to. We're going to go into mermaid, not mermaid stretch, mermaid. A little bit of a difference. So the hand that's to the back of the room, Move it more towards your center. Turn and face forward. You're always welcome to go onto your forearm and to your back knee. Okay? So I'm going to lift my hips up and I lower down. You see where my legs are going? One's up, one's forward. Bring it back up. Inner thighs braid together. Bring it back down. Can you push back up? Beautiful, beautiful mermaid. Bring it back down. Now listen up this time. Bring it up and around. Now my other hand's right next to it. It's in the center. So you're going to be facing away from me now. Don't lose me. Face the back of the room. Inner thighs are braided. Now bring the arm over your head as you lift your hips. Come back down to the floor. Lift back up. Squeeze a lemon in that bottom armpit. Come back down. Bring it back up. Exhale. Don't lose me on this one. Bring it up. Spin back around. Hands go back to their normal position and connect those heels. Lift your right leg and your left heel will pulse 2 times and put that foot down. You can be on your forearms, absolutely. You can hold a plank with a modified plank position. Left leg, toot, toot. Right leg, left leg. Connect those heels, pike your seat, and walk your hands to your feet. Are those legs straight? Maybe, maybe not. Pull yourself up from your core like you're doing a roll up. Sweep those arms up. Inhale for me. Connect your heels. Where's your Pilates stance? Exhale, peel. Don't just go forward. Round over a barrel. Try not to touch the barrel. More weight on your toes. Walk it out. 3, 2, 1. I'm not going to make you do the tricep push-ups. You're welcome. Pike up your seat from your core. Walk back. Don't move your hips. 3, 2, 1. Hold that stretch. Feel the back of those legs lengthening. Pull yourself up from your core. Arms stay low. Inhale up. Bring the hands together. Exhale, stretch to the front of the room. Ha. Inhale, center. Exhale, stretch to the back of the room. Inhale, let the arms throw a ball behind you. Follow the ball. Bring it back to center. As I slowly lower my arms, can you think of your spine going taller? Can you lift up your heels? We call this a releve. Now, if you have your 3 critical connections, you should have your balance. So the shoulders are down, the belly's in and up, and you are wrapping those thighs, seat to feet connection. So you shouldn't be here balancing. You should be pulling in and lifting up. Send that tail long. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5. Look straight ahead. If you're looking down, you're going to go down. 3. Now, as you slowly lower those heels, keep your spine just as tall, just as tall, just as tall. And you've made it. Yay!